All right. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakah, Quitash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone, who have taught me this truth and who rule well in this truth. Shalom to the 144,000 and the hopeful elect of the nation of Israel that is scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Peace and mercy unto you. You so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, you are the true Hebrew Israelites that the Bible speaks of. You are the true chosen people of the book of the Bible. All right. So I have this video here that I'm getting ready to play for y'all. Now, I'm not sure what I'm going to call this lesson. All right, but I think I might call it Make Bright the Arrows Part 2. All right, because some time ago, maybe about a year ago, I did a lesson called Make Bright the Arrows, which goes into the strength and power and speed of these modern day nuclear weapons that are getting ready to be dropped on this planet Earth. All right, thus save the Lord, thus save the Bible. All right, this is Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai's will. All right, to make it rain nuclear fire upon this earth via World War III. All right, now so let's just get into it. I'm gonna just play this video. All right, and if it be the Lord's will, hopefully, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah. All right, this lesson is edifying. All right, and it puts fear in the heart of the elect. All right, because we're supposed to teach the terror of the Lord. All right, we're supposed to teach how the Lord works. We're supposed to teach who he is. All right, and that the Lord is to be feared. All right, the scriptures say through the terror of Yahweh, Bahashim Yahweh Shai, we persuade men. All right, and we're supposed to teach that the Lord is to be feared, that he's a terrible power. And once you realize that, you will come into the fear of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. You will be persuaded, all right, to worship and bow down to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, knowing that the Lord is getting ready to make it rain nuclear destruction on this earth. That will put fear in your heart if you really and truly believed it. You understand? So I want to play this video, all right? And Lord willing, it's edifying unto the elect and to the brotherhood, all right? This ministry, okay? So let's get into it, man. And that video I mentioned earlier, I made a video called Make Bright the Arrows, all right, about a year or so ago, roughly. You could go on my YouTube channel, and in the search bar, you type in Make Bright the Arrows. And that's a very good video, man. All right, you should watch that. All right, and this will probably be the part 2 of it. All right, so let's get into it. All right, let's play this video. And Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Ratazah, this lesson is edifying. Okay.
High-level talks have just collapsed. Diplomats on both sides have left the table without reaching any form of compromise.
Military forces are moving into heightened alert. Strategic bombers have taken off from key bases as neither side seems willing to back down.
New satellite images confirm nuclear forces on both sides are now being readied. Global tensions are at a critical peak.
This is a national emergency. All residents are urged to seek immediate shelter in the lowest, most central room of a sturdy building. Remain indoors. Close and secure all.
And that's how exactly it's going to be, man. All right, pretty soon, very, very, very soon, all right, you're going to hear on the radio, all right, on the TV, that nuclear missiles have been shot off. And we've been warning y'all about this, man. Okay? The true prophets and the true servants of Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, have been warning you to come back to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, all right, before he makes it rain nuclear destruction upon this earth, because you don't want to get caught up in that madness, man. And when you hear this alert, all right, your heart is going to sink into your stomach. You understand? Your heart is going to, you just might pass out from hearing the news of it, man. That nuclear missiles have been shot off. Get to your nearest bunker. All right, get to the nearest shelter. Who the hell has a bunker or a shelter, man? The average person don't have a nuclear bunker or a shelter. They're not going to have anywhere to go. All right, some people might be caught up in traffic. They might be at work, at the beach, whatever, man. Where the hell are you going to go? You're not going to be able to go anywhere. All right, and at this time, the 2/3 are going to wish. All right, they're going to wish they would have listened to the prophets and the servants of Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. They're going to wish they didn't mock and scorn and scoff, because the Lord is going to put it in their memory. You know, oh, they did say this. The first thing that's going to come into your mind is the prophets. You're going to be so ashamed, man. A very great type of shame is going to cover you, man. A type of shame that you can't even imagine. Some of you going to be so ashamed that your heart is going to sink so greatly into your stomach. Your heart is going to fall throughout your ass, man. All right? You're gonna pass out from the news of it, man. Like the scriptures say, men's heart shall fail them. All right? For the fear of looking up after those things that are coming upon this earth, man. You know? Some people are going to be outside. They're going to see the nuclear missile coming, man. You know? And the scriptures say, let's get it. Joel, the 2nd chapter. All right, before their faces, all right, before them, their face shall gather blackness. You know? You're going to have a type of spirit upon you that, let's just get it, bro. All right, this is Joel, the 2nd chapter. All right, the 5th verse. Not the 5th verse. Let's get it. Blackness. Oh, I was close. The 6th verse. All right. So it says, Joel. All right, because what you're reading right here is all a metaphor. All right, of the nuclear missiles. All right, it sounds like it's talking about an army of people. No. This army is talking about the nuclear missiles, the ICBM missiles that are getting ready to be shot off. All right, now hold on, give me a second as I flip through my pages. All right, I got the scriptures right here in front of me. Just give me a sec. All right, because I like to, you know, I actually like to read out, you know, the physical scriptures, man. You know, just give me a sec. Just please give me a sec. All right. So this is Joel, all right, 3 and, Joel 2 and 3, all right? It says, I'm going to just get straight to the point, all right? It says, a fire devoureth before them. That fire is talking about the nuclear destruction that's getting ready to come, all right, from these ICBM missiles, all right? These ICBM missiles hold multiple nuclear warheads, all right? 10 to 15 nuclear warheads, man. Imagine just one nuclear missile is devastating, man. So imagine, you know, more than 1, 5, 6, 7, 10 to 15 going off at the same time. This is what's getting ready to happen. Thus saith the Lord, thus saith the Bible. All right? Joel 2 and 3, a fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. That's talking about the nuclear destruction, all right? The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, all right? Because that's what these nuclear missiles are getting ready to do, all right? Make the land of America a desolate wilderness. This place is going to become a wilderness, all right? A desert, all right? A flat land, a desert. All right, America's getting ready to be flattened. All right, literally flattened. All right. It says, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yeah, and nothing shall escape them. That's right. That reminds me of Jeremiah 50, when it says none shall escape. Matter of fact, let me get that real quick. All right, let me flip through the scriptures real quick. Let's see. Yeah, all right. Let's get Jeremiah 50. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 29. All right. So let's grab it real quick. All right. Jeremiah 50 and 29. All right. When you read Jeremiah the 50th chapter, all right, this entire chapter is talking about the destruction of America in this third world war. All right. About 2 weeks ago, 2 weeks and some change ago, I did a lesson on Jeremiah 50 out on the highways and hedges. All right. I went live with it. All right. So when you go on my YouTube channel and you go under the live section, all right, you're going to see it's going to be titled Jeremiah 50 on the highways and hedges. All right. So go watch that video. All right. That's a very edifying video. All right. So this is Jeremiah 50 and 29. It says, call together the archers against Babylon. The archers are these other nations, man. All right. Because what does an archer do? He shoots arrows, right? Those arrows are the nuclear missiles. When those nuclear missiles are flying in the sky, they look like arrows, man. Those ICBM. When missiles fly through the sky, they look like arrows, man. All right. Call together the archers against Babylon, against America. All right. All ye that bend the bow, which is these other nations. All right. It says, camp against it round about. Let none thereof escape. All right. So everyone that's in this land, when these nuclear missiles hit, they're all going to be destroyed. All right. No one here is going to escape. Only the elect is going to escape. The elect is going to get beamed up, all right, into the chariots to escape the nuclear destruction. All right. That's getting ready to happen very, very, very soon. All right. Let none thereof escape. So nothing here is going to escape, man. All right. So this was the precept to what I just brought out in Joel the 2nd chapter. All right. When it says, right here, it says the land is as the garden of Eden before them. This is Joel 2 and 3. All right. The land is as the garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness. Yea, and nothing shall escape them. Yeah. All right. You can't escape. All right. This nuclear destruction. If you're of the 2/3, all right, you're not going to escape. You're going to drown in this. You're going to drown with America in this nuclear destruction. You're going to become one, all right, with America's destruction, man. All right. So Joel, all right, because the point I wanted to make is in verse 6, all right, Joel 2 and 4, it says the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, talking about the missiles, all right, and as horsemen, so shall they run. All right. It says, like the noise of chariots on the top of mountains shall they leap. Woo. All right. It says, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. All right. Before their faces, the people shall be much pained. All faces shall gather blackness. That's right. That's the point I wanted to make. All right. Because like I showed you in this video, all right, let's get it. All right, when you hear this on the news and on the radio that nuclear missiles have been shot off, your heart is going to sink, and you're not going to be able to do anything. It's over for you. It's completely over for you. All right, so that's why it says right here, Joel 2 and 6, before their faces, all right, the people shall be much pain. Yeah. All right, your heart is going to sink. All faces shall gather. Blackness is over for you, man. You're going to wish you would have had listened to the prophets. All right, instead of mocking and scorning and scoffing, right? Making fun of us. You're going to wish you would have had listened to us. All right? You know, looking at us like entertainment. You're going to wish you would have had listened. You know? All right, so let's watch this video again.
High-level talks have just collapsed. Diplomats on both sides have left the table without reaching any form of compromise.
Military
Now it wants to skip.
forces are moving into heightened alert. Strategic bombers have
Come on, man.
taken off from key bases as neither side seems willing to back down.
Now it wants to act retarded.
New satellite images confirm nuclear forces on both sides.
All right, hold on, let me rewind this real quick. All right, let me see if I play it again and it'll go smooth.
High-level talks have just collapsed. Diplomats on both sides have left the table without reaching any form of compromise.
Yeah, high-level talks have collapsed. All right, and that's exactly what is going to happen. All right, see, these nations are not going to see eye to eye. All right, nuclear missiles are going to, that's the will of the Lord. That's how the Lord is going to have it. Right? Why do you think things keep escalating and getting worse? Tensions are getting higher and higher between the nations. Because this is the will of the Lord. All right, to bring this third world war. All right, the Lord said that all the earth shall be devoured with the fire of my jealousy. All right, Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, the 8th verse. All right.
Military forces are moving into heightened alert. Strategic bombers have taken off from key bases as neither side seems willing to back down.
New satellite images confirm nuclear forces on both sides are now being readied. Global tensions are at a critical peak.
This is a national emergency. All residents are urged to seek immediate shelter in the lowest, most central room of a sturdy building. Remain indoors. Close and secure all.
Boom. Right? And that's how exactly it's going to be, bro. That's how exactly it's going to be. Nobody is going to be safe. You know?
Yeah.
All right. Now let's keep this let's keep
Man, I gotta say, it
video
don't look too
playing
bad.
and
Caught
see
ain't as
where we go
plentiful
with
as
this
last
lesson.
week.
All right?
And now the weather's turning sour.
Hi. Looks like a storm brewing. Better haul in fast. Don't want to get caught out.
You know what? Let me end this video right here. And I'll continue it, all right? And then I'll stitch the 2 videos together to make one video, all right? Because now my computer's acting up. Let me just restart my computer, all right? And then we'll just continue the lesson, all right? All right. I'm back where I left off. I restarted my computer, all right? So we just gonna keep continuing, all right? And with the lesson, we gonna play this video and see where the lesson goes, all right? But let's play this video from the beginning now.
High-level talks have just collapsed. Diplomats on both sides have left the table without reaching any form of compromise.
Military forces are moving into heightened alert. Strategic bombers have taken off from key bases as neither side seems willing to back down.
New satellite images confirm nuclear forces on both sides are now being readied. Global tensions are at a critical peak.
This is a national emergency. All residents are urged to seek immediate shelter in the lowest, most central room of a sturdy building. Remain indoors. Close and secure all.
like I said, that's how exactly it's going to be. You're going to hear it on the news, and then all faces shall gather blackness, like we just read, man. People's hearts are going to sink. All right. So let's continue playing this video and see where the lesson goes.
Yeah, man, I gotta say, it don't look too good. Cod ain't as plentiful as last week, and now the weather's turning sour.
Aye. Looks like a storm brewing. Better haul in fast. Don't want to get caught out.
What the hell is that?
Shoot, like you see right here, some people might be out in the ocean fishing, right? In a boat, in the middle of nowhere, nuclear missile come. You know? Explode. They ain't got nowhere to go. Where they gonna go? Where they gonna hide? Where they gonna jump in the water? You know? Come on, man.
On November 10th,
And that's a spirit. The first missile they show is a Russian missile. All right? Because, you know, the main nation that's going to destroy this place is Russia. When you read Isaiah 13, Jeremiah 50, you know, the land of the north, the Medes, that's all talking about Russia. You see, that's the spirit. All right? That's America's enemy. All right? Russia. All right? There's a reason why, all right, Russia has the largest nuclear arsenal in the world. In the world. Not only do they have the largest nuclear arsenal in the world, they have the most powerful nuclear weapons in the world. The most powerful nuclear warheads. That's the spirit of the Lord. All right? That has it like that to fulfill prophecy, man. All right?
2015, Russian TV channel NTV accidentally aired a glimpse of a secret document about something called Status 6. The CIA thought this was no slip-up. That mysterious system turned out to be the Poseidon, a nuclear-powered, nuclear-armed autonomous torpedo. This massive torpedo stretches between 65 to 80 feet
Make bright the arrows.
long and can dive to depths of around 3,300 feet. At those depths, detecting or intercepting it is extremely difficult. Powered by a mini nuclear reactor, the Poseidon has virtually unlimited range. It can cruise the oceans for months without needing to surface. The Pentagon estimates it has a top speed of about 64 miles per hour. If you were on a ship and saw it swim by at full speed, it would look something like this. As for its payload, Poseidon is believed to carry a nuclear warhead with a yield of up to 2 megatons. That's over one.
Let's go back a little bit.
As for its payload, Poseidon is believed to carry a nuclear warhead with a yield of up to 2 megatons. That's over 133 times more powerful than the Little Boy atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima, which was about 15 kilotons.
Right? 2 megatons of nuclear destruction, of nuclear power. 2 megatons of nuclear power, right? Just 1 megaton, all right? A nuclear warhead of just 1 megaton burns 4 to 5 times hotter than the core of the sun. Just 1 megaton. And then you got 2, right? But the nuclear missiles, the nuclear warheads that are going to fall upon this earth are going to be like 50, right? 50, 100. All right? Man, you people really don't understand, man. You know? What's getting ready to pop off? With the, bro, it can't be explained, man. You know? What the Lord is getting ready to do, man. And this is what the elect is trying to escape. You know? That's why the elect are on the highways and hedges, teaching and preaching, right? Fearing the Lord, doing what we were commanded. Make sure we strive for mastery, and make sure we're not teaching a false doctrine, you know? Which, you know, only the elect truly understand the fear of the Lord, man. These other people really have no idea that the Lord is to greatly be feared, man. Even these Christians have no idea. All right? You know? If you truly feared the Lord, you would do what he said to do. All right? You would do as you are commanded. Right? And how do you fear the Lord? You know? By keeping the commandments to the best of your ability. Right? The law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. For this is the whole duty of man. Right? Calling upon his name, bowing down before him, asking and begging for mercy and compassion. Going out to the highways and hedges, teaching his word. That's fearing the Lord, man. Because if you truly understood the Lord, you would fear him, man. We're talking about the same God that flooded this entire planet Earth and only left 8 people alive. You know who died in that flood? Grandmas and grandpas, pregnant women, little toddlers playing around, right? The same God that killed all the firstborn of the Egyptians, right? The same God that opened up the earth and swallowed whatchamacallit. You know, when the Israelites were in the wilderness during the time of Moses, right? Opened up the earth and they got swallowed and shut back the earth again. You know, the same God that made it rewind time, right? In the scriptures. You know? Come on, man. The same power that's getting ready to make it rain nuclear destruction upon this earth. Right? The fire that's getting ready to burn this earth is going to be hundreds and hundreds of times hotter than the core of the sun, man. All right?
Some Russian sources claim it can carry a 100 megaton warhead, but they always tend to exaggerate their capabilities. So take that with a grain of salt. Not that it's impossible. Since the largest nuclear weapon ever detonated, the Tsar bomber had a yield of about 50 megatons, which is considerably smaller in size.
Listen, the largest, like he just said, all right, the most powerful nuclear weapon to ever be detonated on this earth is known as the Tsar bomber. And now that was 50 megatons. 50, and that was back in the 60s. Let's look it up real quick, all right? When was the Tsar bomber detonated? I think that's how you spell it, right? Let's get it. All right, yeah. All right, the Tsar, I spelled it wrong. The Tsar bomber was detonated, all right, on October 30th, 1961. In 1961, all right, a nuclear warhead was detonated that yielded 50 megatons. 50 megatons in the 60s. I just told you before, just 1 megaton, just 1 megaton burns 4 to 5 times hotter than the sun. So imagine 50 megatons. That's what's getting ready to fall upon this earth, and this was back in the 60s. So imagine what they have now. They secretly have now, all right, these nations. This is what's getting ready to fall upon this earth. Okay? This is the fierce anger and the wrath of the Lord was getting ready to fall upon this earth. Literally. Straight from the sky, man. Straight from the heavens. You elect have to come back to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai. All right? Come on, man. All right? Now, let's get that, all right? How hot does a 1 megaton nuclear warhead burn? All right? Let's get that real quick. Woo! It says a 1 megaton nuclear weapon produces temperatures of approximately 100 million degrees Celsius, roughly 100 million Kelvin. All right, at its center during the peak energy output, which is 4 to 5 times hotter than the core of the sun. That's just 1 megaton, bro. The Tsar Bomba was 50, and that was back in the 60s. Come on, man. 1961. It says core temperature, all right, the initial fireball core reaches temperatures between 10.7 to 10.8 Kelvin, 10 to 100 million Kelvin, all right, with some estimates for the hottest plasma in large thermonuclear explosions approaching 300 million degrees Celsius. Whew, all right. It says these extreme temperatures last only for a fraction of a second to a few milliseconds before the plasma expands and cools rapidly. All right, comparison, the sun's core is approximately 15.7 million Kelvin, whereas the center of a nuclear explosion can reach 100 million to 300 million Kelvin, all right, depending on the weapon type. All right, fission, all right, versus thermonuclear, all right, and efficiency. All right, so you see how hot the power of these nuclear weapons, man. All right?
Than Poseidon. Modified Oscar-class submarines, like the Belgorod, are reported to carry up to 6 Poseidon torpedoes. Now imagine a nuclear-armed Poseidon heading toward a US coastal city. The US Navy would rely heavily on fixed and mobile sonar arrays to detect it as early as possible, deploying submarines, surface ships, and aircraft to intercept it. Interestingly, the US Navy has its own...
These nuclear missiles that are going to get shot towards America, they're not going to be intercepted. All right, Russia has... Again, like I said, this is going to be part 2. Make Bright the Arrows part 2. And you go to part 1, it explains it. All right, I brought that information out through the video. All right, because on that video, on that lesson, I played the video also like I'm doing right now. It talks about the Russian nuclear missiles known as Satan, all right, and Satan 2. You got Satan 1 and Satan 2 that Russia has, right, which are nuclear warheads, all right, ICBM missiles with nuclear warheads. They fly at a hypersonic speed, 11,000 miles an hour, I think it was, right? Can hit anywhere on this earth within 15 minutes or less. And you ain't intercepting that. That's why when you read Ezekiel, the 38th chapter, the land of Israel, and it's also twofold, all right, talking about America as well, all right, is known as the land of unwalled villages, because a land without walls is a land without protection. America's unprotected, all right, from these hypersonic ICBM missiles that carry multiple nuclear warheads, all right. There's no missile defense. There's no defense missile system that's going to stop that, man. All right.
Own Poseidon, but it's not a torpedo. It's a maritime patrol aircraft called the Boeing P-8A Poseidon. Equipped for anti-submarine warfare, it uses advanced sensors like sonobuoys and radar systems to detect underwater threats, and can deploy Mark 54 lightweight torpedoes against submarines.
Torpedo away. Parachute deployed successfully.
Roger, copy that.
Arleigh Burke-class destroyers also carry Mark 54 torpedoes, launched from their Mark 32 triple torpedo tubes. The Navy's primary helicopter, the MH-60R Seahawk, can carry them too. But the main line of defense might be...
Let me skip ahead in this video, all right? Because I remember I watched it up to like maybe the 18th mark, the 20th mark, and it talked about what if a nuclear missile landed on New York or something like that, all right? Or, you know, somewhere in the U.S. Let me see real quick, all right?
And leaves minimal exhaust, which are key factors in stealth technology.
And it's crazy how they keep showing Russia. See, that's the spirit of the Lord, dude. All right? Russia gonna wipe this place out according to prophecy. All right? Like it tells you in Jeremiah. Let's get it. All right? Jeremiah. All right? Jeremiah 50. All right? Let's get it going. All right? Jeremiah 50, and I'll start at verse 1. All right? So it says, the word that the Lord Yahweh spake against Babylon, Babylon being America. All right, there's a prophecy against Babylon, like the heading says. All right, this is the title of this chapter. Look, all right, prophecy against Babylon. What is the prophecy against Babylon? That is going to be completely eradicated and obliterated from off the face of this earth by thermonuclear destruction. All right, by nuclear destruction. All right. Prophecy, that's the prophecy against this place, Babylon being America, modern day Babylon being America. All right, so Jeremiah 50 and 1, it says, the word that Yahweh, says the word that the Lord Yahweh spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations, publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Merodach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken in pieces. For out of the north, all right, which is Russia, right? For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. All right? So there's a great nation that's getting ready to come against America, Russia. All right? For out of the north, all right, there cometh up a nation against her. That's Russia. All right? Which shall make her land desolate. That's where you get the word desert from. America is going to become a desert. All right? And none shall dwell therein. Yeah, because after America is destroyed, it becomes a desert. This place is never going to be inhabited ever again. Forever, 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 and forever, 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 forever. This place is never going to be inhabited ever again. It's going to be made a desolation for literally forever. And forever is infinite. It's ongoing forever. All right. It says they shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. All right. All right. So the point I want to get was, for out of the north there cometh up a nation against her. Yeah. Because like I mentioned before, Jeremiah 50. All right. This entire chapter. All right. Verse 1. All right. Through verse 46. All right. It's talking about America's destruction. All right. And when you read verse 3, it talks about a nation that comes out of the north against her. All right. Which is Russia. All right. So it's crazy how they keep showing, because they, come on, man. They know. All right.
Electric A6 here at Butcher, 312-1 position, 2 miles. Final EAM confirmed. ALCM armed. Initiating release now. Over.
Copy that.
Listen, man, this is reality. This is reality. This is what's going to happen. This is prophecy. It's inevitable, whether you like it or not, believe it or not. This is why you elect have to come back to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai. All right? You have to bow down and ask for mercy, compassion. All right?
If one of these 150 kiloton warheads was detonated over Moscow, the fireball would span about 544 yards.
All right, now let me fast forward, because now they're going to show, let me just play it real quick.
Gamma rays and neutrons would impact an area within 0.6 miles. Thermal radiation would be severe enough to cause third-degree burns with a radius of 3.2 miles. Immediate fatalities could be over 335,000 people, with an additional 1.4.
So just in seconds, within mere nanoseconds, 335 people dead. Bro, millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of people are going to die in seconds. Because you got to remember, all right? Multiple nuclear warheads are going to hit this place, bro. What did John see in Revelation, the 9th chapter? All right? He's seen 200 million missiles being shot off. All right? Hundreds, bro, thousands of war. Bro, this place is done, bro. This place is done. All right? America is finished. All right?
Million injured.
Let me fast forward.
As of now, the U.S. Air Force has about 536 of these missiles in its arsenal. They are stationed at Minot Air Force Base in North Dakota and Barksdale AFB in Louisiana. Russia's equivalent cruise missile would be the KH-102, known by NATO as the AS-23 Kodiak. Measuring about 24 feet 5 inches in length and 20 inches in diameter, each missile is estimated to cost over $13 million. It's deployed by aircraft like the Tupolev Tu-160 and Tupolev Tu-95 bombers. While it shares a similar subsonic speed with the USAG M86B, around 600 miles per hour, the big difference lies in its payload. The KH-102 carries a nuclear warhead ranging from 250 kilotons up to 1 megaton, which is up to 66 times more powerful than the bomb dropped on Hiroshima. And it has an impressive range of up to 3,400 miles.
Цель – Нью-Йорк. Координаты подтверждены. Пуск КХ-102 пошел.
As far as sunset goes, this evening sunset at 7:30 and 8 weeks closer to 8:30 in the evening. So
you see, this is a video, right? But this is what's really going to happen. You know, this is you know, either AI or CGI or whatever, right? But this is what's really going to happen. This is prophecy. All right? This is reality. And this is what's getting ready to happen very, very, very soon. All right?
If a KH-102 were to strike a major US city like New York, the impact would be catastrophic. The fireball would engulf an area with a radius of 0.7 miles, vaporizing everything instantly.
Vaporizing everything instantly, man. Rewind that back real quick.
Like New York, the impact would be catastrophic. The fireball would engulf an area with a radius of 0.7 miles, vaporizing everything instantly. The moderate blast damage zone, where most buildings would collapse, would extend out to about 4.4 miles. Thermal radiation causing severe burns could reach as far as 7.6 miles from ground zero. Estimated fatalities could exceed 2 million, with an additional 3 million injured.
2 million people dying in seconds, man. In seconds. Right? And this video ain't doing a good job, enough job depicting it, man. Because all these buildings are going to vanish, bro. They're going to turn into dust and powder. They're not going to exist anymore. Everything, the scriptures say, all these things shall, knowing all these things shall be dissolved. All right? The earth and also the works that are therein. All these, all these buildings are going to be as if they were never builded. They're going to turn into dust, powder. Everything's going to disintegrate. There's nothing that's going to be here. Except for the earth, the floor, you know?
The exact number of Kh-102 missiles in Russia's arsenal is unknown. Now when it comes to speed, the Kinjal missile, or dagger, shows the true capabilities of hypersonic technology. NATO refers to it as Killjoy. This missile is about 23 feet 7 inches long and 47 inches in diameter, costing approximately $10 million per unit. It's launched from aircraft like the Tupolev Tu-22M, Sukhoi Su-34, and primarily the Mikoyan MiG-31. The Kinjal carries a conventional or nuclear warhead with a yield of up to 50 kilotons, over 3 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb and about twice that of the Fat Man bomb dropped on Nagasaki.
Let me rewind that back.
3 times the power of the Hiroshima bomb and about twice that of the Fat Man bomb dropped on Nagasaki.
Woo. And that's a hypersonic.
What sets the Kinjal apart is its hypersonic speed, reaching up to Mach 10 or about 7,700 miles per hour. That's roughly
7,000 miles an hour?
To Mach 10 or about 7,700 miles per hour.
7,700 miles per hour. 7,700 miles per hour, bro. Mach 10. No defense missile system is going to stop that, bro.
That's roughly 13 times.
And you got to understand, this is the wisdom and power of the Lord. Come on, man.
Faster than the Kh-102 or the US AGM-86B. At this speed, about 11,200 feet per second if it flew over New York City, it would cover 20 miles in just 9.4 seconds. Blink, and you'd miss it. Traveling at hypersonic velocities, it generates powerful shockwaves, resulting in a loud sonic boom as it compresses and rapidly releases air molecules. Even with the mind-blowing speed of Mach 10, Ukraine has managed to intercept Russian Kinjal hypersonic missiles carrying conventional payloads using the US-supplied Patriot air defense system. The first confirmed interception happened on May 4th, 2023, over Kyiv. The Patriot system is a mobile surface-to-air missile setup designed to detect, track and take down various aerial threats, including tactical ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, and advanced aircraft. It features a phased array radar.
But imagine multiple of those at once. You could barely intercept one. So imagine multiple of them. All right? You ain't gonna be able to intercept tens or hundreds of them, man. You know?
That handles surveillance, target detection, and tracking. The launchers come with canisters.
It's gonna overwhelm the defense system. It's gonna be too much for it.
That house the interceptor missiles, and each launcher can hold up to 4 PAC-2 missiles or 16 PAC-3 missiles. PAC-2 missiles use a blast fragmentation warhead to destroy targets by detonating near them. While PAC-3 missiles take a different approach by directly colliding with incoming threats, offering higher lethality through a hit-to-kill mechanism. However, it's important to note that the Patriot system was initially built to counter aircraft and tactical ballistic missiles, not specifically hypersonic missiles like the Russian Dagger.
Цель подтверждена. Нью-Йорк. Кинжал с ядерным зарядом готов. Выполняю приказ. Пуск.
It's gonna be over.
If a single Kinjal missile were to breach US airspace and detonate as an airburst over a city like New York, even with a 50 kiloton yield, the consequences would be devastating. The fireball would cover a 0.2-mile radius, instantly vaporizing everything in its path. The moderate blast damage zone, where most buildings would crumble, would stretch out to about 1.6 miles. Thermal radiation strong enough to cause severe burns would reach up to 2 miles from ground zero. Estimated immediate fatalities could surpass 500,000 people, with an additional 1 million injured.
Immediate, that means instant death in a second, you know? But I'll leave it at that. I'll leave it, you know, right here, you know. So, Lord willing, Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Raptazad, this lesson is or was edifying. Call halal yum Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Rakar Quitash. All right. So on to the next one. Shalom, shalom.